topics and opinions expressed on the following show are solely those of the hosts and their guests and not those of W4WN Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4WN Radio, its employees, or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4WN Radio.
Welcome to my radio and TV show, Debi Changes Lives. I'm Debi, your certified holistic health coach. I revitalize people's lives by helping them identify the root causes of their health and mindset issues and create a custom natural holistic strategy to address them in the areas of mind, body, and soul. As a health coach, I'm not allowed to say that I heal, treat, cure, prevent, or diagnose any diseases. I can certainly make your body more efficient by reducing symptoms. You'll feel better, be more productive, and enjoy life more. Not many people have released 70 pounds, had a health and mindset transformation, and kept fit and trim for over a decade. I have, and I have staying power, and it's actually been over 11 years. I even became a half marathon runner at the age of 51 when I never ran from childhood to adulthood due to foot pain. And I have done 8 half marathons so far. Mindset is the key to lasting change. As a certified holistic health coach, I do revitalize people's lives in many different areas of health and mindset. I guide them to clean, toxic-free foods and high-quality essential nutrients. My coaching is for optimizing health, efficiently losing weight when needed, and enhancing your mindset. With my clients, I help them recognize that their thoughts, feelings, and emotions will drive their actions and results, sometimes good and sometimes bad. That's why it's crucial to have a positive mindset in life. It's also imperative to manage your emotions and release those low vibrational emotions like fear, frustration, and doubt, because all it's going to do is slow you down and get you stuck, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Like a hot air balloon that has ballasts, I help my clients release those emotional ballasts and baggage and uplift to a better, happier, healthier life. And in turn, they are releasing their stress. They're getting healthier and they're reshaping their core beliefs. You'll see and feel the differences with my programs. Ask me about them. Set up a complimentary consultation at Debi Changes Lives, DebiChangesLives, as in Victory, ES.com/Linktree, LINKTREE. And I'll guide you to that better, happier, healthier life with unique custom solutions for you in the areas of mind, body, and soul. Now, remember, I do have that online live webinar. That's a collaboration with Alan Stevens. He is that international profiling and communication specialist. It's called Your Face Reveals, Your Mind Transforms. It's 2 topics in one webinar. Mine is Master Your Mind to Transform Your Life, where I'm going to help you recognize where your stress is coming from, pay attention to your triggers and also patterns, and release that stress and emotions for a more peaceful and calm life. Now, Alan is going to be talking about unlocking the secret language of your face. He's going to reveal the hidden traits in your face that you'll recognize for yourself and others, so you'll know how to communicate better, efficiently with others, and building better relationships in business and personal life to succeed. Our webinar is on October 22nd at 7 p.m. Pacific. And you need to purchase a ticket. And when you purchase a ticket, you'll get a recording, also, as well as the free offers and discounted packages. So for more information, go to bit.ly/Your Face Reveals, Your Mind Transforms, as one word, and find out more about that, as well as we still have a $15 discount, which is just the code 15 off. So sign up. And even review this afterwards. We can't make that Pacific time. Ellen and I will love to see you there. Now, we're in a world of images. Images express ourselves and our feelings. And personally, I used to be a video producer behind the scenes, and I didn't like being in front of the camera. It was uncomfortable. And over time, I've gotten more comfortable. That lens does capture your essence. Today, I have Stefanie Blue, a branding and lifestyle photographer from True Blue Branding SD. She definitely made me more comfortable in front of the camera. That picture of me on that banner is one of her photographs. She is passionate and creative photographer and an enthusiastic entrepreneur. She's a proud cheerleader to amazing entrepreneurs and creatives. She gets us just as excited as her clients, planning and creating the jaw-dropping, scroll-stopping, iconic images that radiate personality. It shows that you mean business and attracts their dream clients. She is delighted to be a published photographer for her clients, and she's also an award-winning fine art, nature, and abstract photographer. Not only that, she's a sought-after branding and lifestyle photographer and a visual marketing mentor in San Diego, California. Today, we'll be discussing confidence on camera for personal branding. So let's welcome Stefanie Blue, a branding and lifestyle photographer from True Blue Branding SD. Stefanie, welcome to my show.
Hi, Debbie. Thank you so much for having me here.
I love that you're able to join us. Yes. And, I just love the way you handled my photo shoot. So I'm really happy that you're going to be one of my guests. Now, what got you started in photography?
Oh my goodness, that would go way back. We won't say what year, but as a kid, I got to travel across the states with my family and visit different family members all over. And I think just seeing a lot of our country at that point and stuff really kind of got me interested in seeing animals. And so I begged and begged for a camera when I was 10, and that went everywhere with me. And then it never really left the desire. But once I got out of my graduate school program and stuff, I started playing with it a little bit more as kind of self-care, and it just blossomed from there. So I've been doing this now for a little over 15 years and love it just as much.
That's interesting. You call it self-care. So you really love capturing photographs, whether it's the fine art photograph images that you've taken, which are fabulous, by the way. Yeah, shots and things like that. And also the portraits that you do are beautiful of people.
Yeah, thank you.
So you're welcome. Now, what's your favorite thing about branding and lifestyle photography?
I think what I like about it, when I do nature, there's always that level of unpredictability. And then the more I think about it, like with branding, it is too. And that's more, I have this innate need for originality. I don't think I would do well in a studio where it's the same, handful of backgrounds all the time. So I really like tailoring my sessions with lifestyle and branding to really reflect who they are, what it's like behind the scenes, what it would be like to do business with that person. And from the props to the wardrobe to the location, all of that is stuff that each photo shoot is going to be unique to that person. And in San Diego, we have some great, landmarks and things like that where we can photograph. But even if I'm going to the same place that I've been before, I always make a point of getting a shot, an angle or something that I've never gotten before, just so that that person has something that doesn't exist anywhere else on my website. So.
Well, you certainly have done that. Oh, like I said, everything I mentioned before. It's beautiful. I think you have plenty of shots behind you, maybe. I don't know. But
yes.
Yes. So now, one thing that's kind of unique to you, you talk about visual marketing mentor. What is that?
Visual marketing mentor. A lot of people, not as much anymore, thankfully, but they'll take their photos and they sit in a Dropbox folder, and then they might rotate out once a year a new photo. but your photos are designed to actually help you with your business and the marketing. And there's no better example of visual marketing than social media and having that online presence. But it's not even just that. I have people that use their photos for like magazine cover. You've been on a magazine cover with one of the photos. I've had people in Forbes, and it's really just a way of capturing your personality, your essence, and your expertise and professionalism, and putting it in images that are actually going to connect with people, whether it's a business card, a flyer, a landing page, a book launch and promotion. So there's so many different ways you can market with the images. And I really like to tie that in with people's messaging and stuff. So much that can be done with it. And a lot of people just don't really take full advantage of it. So I'm on a mission.
You're on a mission. Well, you have a lot to think about when you're doing personal branding with somebody and creating that plan. Because your intro said you are excited about planning and creating the ionic images.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So you have a lot going on. Do you have people do a little checklist for you so that you know exactly what they want?
I collaborate sometimes if they have someone that they're working with, whether it's a brand design or the web designer who's like, I need, like a long pano across the top, or, so they may have some specifics for what they need. I generally am going to shoot a lot of different things where you're going to have multiple options. But on my bigger branding packages that are, a couple hours to 4 hours and things like that, we're going over wardrobe, and I actually do like a creative brief where everything is planned out. I do mood boards. We do wardrobe inspiration. I know a couple of wardrobe consultants that will help with, if you need beyond what I can do. But I've been doing this a long time, so I'm pretty good at pulling in different ideas for inspiration. But yeah, all that, the prop list, everything's there. We have a calendar. So really it takes, I think that little bit of fear factor or uncertainty, I think it takes that away from people a little bit because they already have a plan. They already have the roadmap in their hand. They can kind of see what we're going for. And I do tell people, I'm like, don't analyze an image that you're like inspiration where you're like, oh, but their elbow is a little bit, and to where you're worrying about it to the inch. You're going to make it your own. It's really just a springboard to spark that creativity and collaboration on the shoot. So,
well, it's interesting. You props, clothing, everything, and you have a wardrobe person. Is there something that the wardrobe person could give you temporarily for a photo shoot, or do you have to purchase all this wardrobe?
Well, it depends. A lot of the wardrobe people I work with, there's a resale person and stuff, so she's really great at styling people. But a lot of times there's stuff in your closet, but maybe you've just never put it together. I even had someone who was a clothing designer in her past, previous career. And I went in her closet, which was gorgeous, by the way. And I was just like, what about this and this? And she's like, I have never did it. And then that was like one of her favorite outfits because she got so many compliments. So you don't always need a stylist. Most people don't have one. And if so, it might be one where they just have a separate appointment, just kind of learn a little bit more about what's going to fit their body type best, or do the colors. I don't do the color matching and stuff like that. So,
color in a way, I call it color coding, but anyway.
Yes.
What's best for your skin tone, what's best for your hair and eyes and everything else.
Right. Yeah.
So it's a lot of planning that you do in the photo shoot. So it's come out, and just shoot, in the environments. I love being shot in outdoor environments because I'm an outdoor person. But sometimes you can't control those elements out there. So I understand that too. Do you find that a challenge with doing outdoor shoots?
No, I mean, I generally will, the best light's going to be early in the morning and later in the evening before sunset. But if it's like a building that has 4 sides and it's got grounds that are nice and everything, there's going to be one side that's not going to be in direct sun. You like it light and airy, but not direct sun, because people get the shadows under their eyes, under their nose, and it's they're squinting because it's so bright. So lighting takes precedence over anything else, because we really want it to be just beautiful, flattering light on the face. and really natural light is the best. You can do strobes, you can do some of the other stuff to modify it, but it's always going to be a little more harsh, and just it's not my cup of tea. So yeah, I do have modifiers if homes need a little brightness, but like I said, if you have like a big window, that's going to always be your best light, just coming in there.
You had to do it at their home if they don't want you to do that?
What was the question? I'm sorry.
Have to do it at their home if they don't want you to do that?
I don't have to photograph at people's homes, no. I go outdoors, like I said, there's plenty of locations around. And a lot of people like to use, because I mean, if I'm coming to your home, you've had to do a lot of cleaning and like clearing everything out and stuff, which is a job in itself. So a lot of times people will do a rental, and there are like Airbnb type rentals, but for photo shoots and things like that. So you're just renting for a little bit of time and stuff. And that's an option also. And then you don't have to like do the hard work of cleaning and tidying up for it. So
true. That's a great idea.
It is a great idea. Yes.
Well, one thing that, oh gosh, I think the day you took my photo, I got bad news that day. And I got to tell you, you were so good with me to pull me out of that and get those wonderful photographs that you got out of me that day. So no matter, you probably have people nervous. You probably have people having a bad day like I did. Yeah. And so how do you, help these people relax and be more comfortable so you get these wonderful photographs?
Yeah. Well, actually, when I said photography was kind of my self-care, my 9-to-5 job at that time was a social worker with the county. So and before that, I worked in the food service industry. So between the two, I've learned really how to work with people, customer relations, and then just really being aware and sensitive and empathetic to like people are going through stuff, but sometimes just knowing that they have that space allows them to be. And then I like to have fun with people too. So, just not only holding that space, but we're going to be fun. This is not natural. The photo shoot is not a natural environment for anyone involved, for the most part. I mean, there are the rare ones who really enjoy it, but just knowing that like we can be goofy and we can just, have a little laugh at ourselves and move on and just have fun with it. So I think most people, or the testimonial I get the most from people is that I just really hold space and they feel safe, they feel seen. They look at the back of the camera and 9 out of 10 times they're like, that's me, and I'm like, well, yes, like literally you just saw me do it and there's been no Photoshop, there's been nothing, magical happening. It is literally you. And that's just one of those, an early on experience, I'd say within the first year, was a woman and she just like got all teary. And then I was getting teary behind the lens and stuff. And what I didn't know is she was in a really rough relationship where she had not felt pretty and not been told that she was pretty. And then just having that awareness, and I still get like choked up even talking about it, but it was just one of those where I sort of felt like when I left social work that doing photography was a little light and fluffy and that I didn't have the same impact. And then I realized I do, because I'm still helping build people's confidence and their self-esteem, and just seeing people walk away lighter, especially if they came in with any trepidation about having to be in front of the camera. And now they're just like, that was a piece of cake and it was actually fun. People were like, I did not think I'd be laughing and smiling, and so those are still really rewarding moments for me. So.
Wow. Well, that's a great example, of getting somebody comfortable and in the mood, especially, well, I knew you did it with me. But, people are subconscious when they get their photos taken. And I don't know if it's lack of confidence. It's like, oh, you have me in this really awkward pose. That really
just go with it. If it's awkward, it looks great. Sometimes.
When you show it to me, it's like, whoa. And you just don't know how you're really portraying yourself. You don't really know what that image is going to look like. And, you know, and you really need to trust your photographer to do that. And if for some reason you look kind of glum and things like that, I'm sure you're going to try to, like you said, you try to make them laugh or perk them up or see what's going on within time constraints, I'm sure. Because you're not a psychiatrist or psychologist, but you get my point. But you know, some people just need to get their composure.
Yeah. And one of the things I do with people, especially if they are struggling to calm the nerves, is I talk with them, you know, just let's take a couple deep breaths and then just think about like, who's, you know, just kind of get in mind, who is the person that you're helping and what do you want them to feel? And what do you want them to see when they look at your photo and they know that you have the answer that they need? You know, and when you start putting it into those terms where it's not all about you and having to be uncomfortable and in the spotlight, but it's really about who are you helping. And when you start looking at that, or, you know, who is this next level you who just wrote a book and now you're showing up to your launch and you're walking in and that first person comes up all nervous to ask for your, like, to sign the book, you know, so when you can really like transport yourself into that future of where you're going with this, it's just such an easy way to have fun with it or to really tie back to your soul connection for why you're doing what you do. So.
Yeah, just like you said, your soul connection to doing what you want to do, because when I connect to my passion, why I became a certified holistic health coach in the first place, it makes me so excited, and I want to share that with others. And sometimes I'm just this bubbly, excited person. My whole point is that it's important to enjoy life. It's important to bring up your vibrations of your energy and your emotions, because you know you want the other people to feel that way too. They want to feel that way with their transformation, so to speak, that I can get. And they will have more confidence that that's going to happen to them, that all of a sudden they're going to, 180-degree shift, and they're going to feel so much better and be amazed that there's possibilities out there that they didn't even know about.
True.
Right?
Yep.
And you as a photographer show possibilities that people don't even know about with your art form, which I think is fabulous. Don't you agree?
I would. Yes. I think you were talking about your energy. And one thing I do recommend to people is, you know, if you don't have your own playlist, I'm still going to have some music on. Typically I have a confidence playlist, you know, a list of songs that I recommend. So you can plug those into your, you know, streaming service and stuff and listen to them. But I mean, they just kind of, music changes your vibration so quickly. And especially if, you know, if you're getting ready for the photo shoot and you're doing a little dance or you have it in the background, you can just tap your feet. It definitely helps. And when people are in the makeup chair too, that's a great way to just kind of unplug. This is all about you. It's the pampering. You can have the music going, but not messages. We don't need to be checking email and stuff like that before the photo shoot. So you really just get that permission to be present and pampered and have a lot of fun. So.
Yeah. Do you have a makeup artist that you normally work with, or they just do?
I have a few. Yeah. So they're generally between them always someone's available. Yes.
Okay. Because, you know, sometimes I maybe want someone else to do my makeup, you know, that's why I asked. Okay. And, you know, like I said before, you seem to catch a person's natural essence. So you gave us some tips of how you do that. Do you have anything else that you want to add?
I mean, I think I covered it, you know, just kind of shifting your energy and focus for where you want to be, what that next level is, whether it's yourself in the future or your client. Yeah. And I think just being able to laugh and have fun, see the back of the camera. I think people just get so much more at ease once they see, like, okay, well, and if they need to make an adjustment, then we can, right then on the spot. But for the most part, I think people are just delighted. And then that's just like this weight just comes off, and then we can, joke and have fun. I've got a pretty quick wit and things like that. So catching people off guard and making them laugh is another one of my highlights of the day. So
that's wonderful. Now, with any type of photo shoot, if somebody doesn't like a certain background and they tell you, I'd rather it be somewhere else, do you like honor that, or what do you do?
Yeah, so I'm typically going to go where the lighting is good and we may know what the backgrounds are. And I might just say, let me just grab one real quick and we'll move on, and things like that. Again, they're seeing the back of the camera if they're unsure of something. A lot of times, I don't need a ton of space. So there are some places where they're like, but the sign's in the way, or, this or that. And when I show them the back of the camera, what I was actually doing, because I have the zoom and I can literally crop things out without having to do anything, they're like, oh, okay, well, that does look good, and it goes blurry in the background a lot of the times. So there are certain trees, like pepper trees, are just gorgeous as backgrounds, and people might think it's a lot, but it really just kind of turns into this soft, kind of green blur. And so people don't know until they see it, and then it makes sense. But yeah, I move people around all throughout the shoot. Like it's not like in the studio where you're sitting on a chair and then the background just changes and everything else stays the same. So
I remember you were moving me all over this hotel.
Yeah. So, gotta mix it up.
Yeah, so you do mix it up. Now, do you do any a lot of people like photo retouching, especially of those, fine lines or whatever you don't want in your face. Do you do that too? Some photographers don't. So do you do retouching?
So I do, and everything that I send out, whether it's included in the package or their additional images that people are purchasing, are retouched. That's part of my brand, is how I, turn the work out. But I don't over Photoshop people. So if you're 80, you're not going to look like you're 20. I'm going to just shave a couple of years off, maybe a few pounds if someone needs it. But I still want you to have texture in your skin, but maybe the lines won't run as deep, but they'll still be there. They might be a little finer. And, sometimes, like if our arm's next to the body, it might poof out a little bit, but when you go away, it doesn't. But sometimes you don't always have that. My word just totally escaped me. Sometimes you don't always have that ability to do. And so, I can do a gentle nip tuck as needed. The retouching that might incur, like an additional fee would be like if there's braces to remove or some pretty intense glasses glare like this that's going over my eyeball. And then, there's even little tricks like that to kind of just change the angle of your glasses and stuff to do it. So I have tips and tricks and stuff to make it be as close to the finished product as possible in camera. And then there's Photoshop for anything else we need to. And posing, being able to pose people so that I'm bringing out their favorite features and minimizing the ones that they don't like as much. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if somebody has a certain project in mind, let's say they a book cover, but they also maybe want to do other things going on. They're a little bit different for different type of projects other than a website or social media. Is there a package that you have or some ideas you kind of, say, well, you can use these photos for X, Y, and Z. Maybe we want to think about these type of backgrounds, and what would you suggest for that?
Yeah, so that's part of like the bigger package, the icon and epic packages, where we're coming up with some themes, like, so you're the business owner, but then you're also one of the workers, you've got a book launch and stuff. So some of those may need a little bit of like that main character energy may shift a little bit to this is the business owner, so we need more of an authoritative stance, which means we're probably going to be a little bit more formal in our attire, or maybe not even formal, but maybe more pronounced. Like you might be in that like electric green suit or something, that's really going to like, pop in the scroll for people to tune into. So all of those elements go into it. If you're typically a therapist, but now you want to be on stage. The therapist is going to be very warm and welcoming, might be a sweater versus a suit because it's just a little more soft and approachable. But if you're on stage, then again, it's going to be like the power suit and stuff. So all of that kind of goes into that initial planning, whether it's a book launch or launching a digital course or whatever it may be. We really wanted to have the same tone and the same vibe as what you're talking about, because people are going to have it's just going to make sense to them. I think the only exception to that I've ever seen, it doesn't mean like you can't stand out. Like most financial people, they dress in the blues and the grays because color psychology, that's trust, that's stability and things like that. But then Ed Jones comes around with like the bold green and yellow, and yellow is happiness and stuff like that. So you can do it. But there's a particular, I used to say a lot, if you're a mortician or dealing with families like in that crisis and in that sadness, you kind of don't want someone grinning ear to ear, because they're going to be like, wow, you don't even take it seriously. Or, you know what I mean? They're going to feel that disconnect. But I now know a mortician and embalmer who wears like the really bright colors, and she's funny as heck and like comes up with jokes. And then, but you're like, and so there are people in the room where it's like, you know what? I don't want everyone crying when I'm gone. Like I want her because she's going to lighten the room. So, but that was one of the most stark examples, because she comes up with the absolute best one-liners and puns and is super funny, but she definitely is going to attract a certain type of client because of that. And then, you don't want to attract everyone. You want to attract the right people. And it's okay to like put off some of them that aren't going to be the best fit for you anyway.
Yeah. Well, during those times when someone passes away, a little ray of sunshine
right.
away that, sadness. So kudos to her.
Yeah, she definitely does it different. But yeah, I had a client with 2 photos that were almost identical. Like she didn't move other than just changed in the position and a little bit in her smile. But the second one, she had twinkles in her eyes. And she was like, I don't know. She was back and forth. And I said, the first one your mom's going to like. It's sweet. It's pretty. It's you, they're both you. The other one though, I said, like the one on the left, she goes to the library and after church, she might go with the ladies and have some ice cream. I go, but the one on the right, she's getting that ice cream and she's getting sprinkles. And she's like, yeah, sprinkles. And I was like, okay, but it was again, like, well, if sprinkles resonates more with you and how you see yourself and how you want to interact with clients, that's the one we're going for. The pretty one can just go to your mom, but it didn't have the same energy. So we do talk a lot about energy when people are choosing their images, just because they might both be technically good, but it's the energy behind it. Is one a little more withdrawn, one a little more engaged? And so we go through all of that at the selection and ordering process.
Yeah. And, when you're talking about I want to get back to the iconic package, and you're going from shifting to different things. I assume that's a one-day shoot for a certain number of hours. Is that difficult for the client to shift to something else? I mean, I can't possibly imagine that.
Yeah, not typically, because especially entrepreneurs, we're multifaceted in the first place. And if your brand is authentic, it should feel like a natural extension of you. But right. You can be a mom and you can be a wife and you could be a teacher, and you're going to act differently and all of that, but it's all still you. So it's just kind of like putting on a different outfit just to, symbolize what we're doing in that part of the photo shoot.
Okay. Well, I'm going to give you more time to talk about your offer. So what is your offer for my audience today?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So my offer for our listeners today is a brand audit brief. And that is where you get a fresh set of eyes on your stuff, because a lot of times our websites, we might have done them 4 or 5 years ago, and then something glitches and no one told us. And now we don't realize that link doesn't work, or, that it doesn't pull up the form the way it's supposed to. So hopefully everything on mine is fine. I tested it and it should be good. But anyway, so the brand audit brief is just that fresh set of eyes. It's on your website, your LinkedIn. You can choose up to 3 sites, and I will go in there. I'll test it for UX, which is the user's experience when they come to your site and they're not familiar with it. So they really are that one just trying to navigate the clicks, the links that you have in there. That's normally $129. Oh, and I do like a whole video review. So I'm actually recording myself, showing you exactly what it is. You get that recording, you can play it back and stop it and go tend to the different things. But that's normally $129, and it's special for Debi's group for $55. So that will be available for a while. I will take it down probably next month. But yeah, hop on that, and it at least gets the conversation going. Or I might be like, you have the exact same photo all the way throughout. What if you mixed it up? So I'm just going to make some recommendations. I'm going to let you know what's really working well, and make some suggestions for what can be approved on. And there's no sale or anything else. If you want to know other ways to work with me, I can let you know, but I'm not pitching you, so you can take advantage of that.
Why don't you spell out your, except for the HTTPS, I just did that for you, the rest of the link for the audio audience.
What was the last part?
Your link is www.truebluebrandysd.com and what / and then could you just do the rest?
/marketing /brand -audit -brief -with Stefanie, and Stefanie is STEFANIE, so no PH.
Okay, that's great. And remember to mention Debi Changes Lives, so she knows where she got you from.
Yes. Yeah, so that link is just for you, for your folks. So
okay,
good to go.
Now, if you took it down, I guess it won't show up anything because you only have it up there for a month, right?
Yeah, it'll be up there for probably 3 weeks.
They can always contact you and ask you,
of course,
for that brand audit. Okay.
Yes.
Well, that's a wonderful offer, Stefanie. Okay. And would you like to be a guest again on my show?
I would love to. So this was a fun chat.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
And we may have some more time in the closing remarks. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to have you come back at closing remarks. So please stick around, okay?
Okay. Sounds good.
Right. Now, remember, I do revitalize people's lives in many different areas of health and mindset. I first work with you with your gut and mindset. Because usually the gut's the usual reasons for your health issues, and the mindset is also as well. And then I can help you with hormones, brain and heart, blood sugar, immunity, and as well as I work with people from being, anxious up to athletes, because I do guide you to clean, toxic-free foods and high-quality essential nutrients. And these essential nutrients will are products that will reduce symptoms. You'll feel better. You may release some weight like I did. I didn't think I was going to release an additional 20 pounds, and I did. And it's going to uplift your mood. With my mindset coaching, I help you release that stress, emotional entanglements, as well as emotions. And I help guide you to, reshape your core beliefs. That is enhancing your mindset. Now, with my health optimization and weight release, your body's going to be more efficient. So that's the mind-body solution that will make your heart and soul sing. So ask me about my program, set a complimentary consultation at Debi Changes Lives. That's DEBICHANGES LIV as in Victory ES.com /Linktree LINKTREE. And there you get to know me, I get to know you, and I guide you to your optimal health. You can go, there you go. And it begins with 1 or 2 health assessments. The first one is actually the health evaluation, where you can rate your symptoms the last 30 days in 4 categories of health. Some questions overlap to different categories. And just answer all the questions, and you get a baseline score. I'll review it with you. And when you move forward with my services, I will create that custom natural holistic strategy for you, and we monitor that on a monthly basis. I also have 2 body scans that are Zyto body scans. And I prefer to do Zytos with zero link because I actually sent it out to, I could do it remotely and internationally. I sent it out to Australia and as well as South Africa. The Zero Link is a transdermal optical imaging app. I send a link to your phone. You scan your face for 30 seconds. It's actually going through your skin, only looking at blood flow for energetic, functional, emotional, and different body systems and lifestyles. And an emotional component is a hidden gem. It creates a wellness report, not a diagnosis, of biomarkers out of range and products and services that bring it back into range. It's quite an intensive report. It does cost $75 because I review it with you. If you move forward with a product or program, I give you a $25 credit. And there's a package of 5 scans, which is called a family pack, where you can save $50. Now, the Zero Link is a transdermal optical imaging app, also known as TOI, and you can look up to see how accurate it is at pubmed.gov. That's pubmed.gov, and it will show you how accurate it is. People are really amazed when they do the scan, what their body tells them, and you'll be too. If you're curious, either you can get the scan done or ask me questions at my consultation site. Also on the site are my programs. Take Your Body Back is a 12-week weight release mindset coaching program where you're utilizing a new version of you as, to drive your success. And all coaching is done on Zoom. And the first one's always private to you because I am a certified health HIPAA compliant practitioner, and any assessment is private to you. We go through those assessments. I give you a choice between 3 different programs and directions on one, and I give you instructions how to create that new version of you in an avatar board that will drive you with emotion and passion to achieve your health and weight transformational goals throughout your journey. The rest of the coaching, whether it's in group or private, is the same. We'll be celebrating our wins. I'll be showing you how to use your boards, and I get you over gaps with health and mindset tips, okay? You will become a new you. Ask me questions on my consultation about this program because there's more programs I just added to this. And if you're a do-it-yourselfer, YFast is an intermittent fasting program that gets your cells and body humming and boosts your metabolism and with high-quality nutrition, nutritional essentials, as well as programs and recipes, exercises and recipes. Here you would ask me questions. If you feel like you need some coaching, you can do a 2 or 4-week program to get you started. Just remember that intermittent fasting will prepare your cells, reduce inflammation, and give you mental clarity. You can always pay for more coaching later on if you wish. With my mindset enhancement and health optimization, you can start off with these smaller programs, but truly, those may be a longer term journey and the larger program may be more economical. I can also create a custom program for you as well. Now I have 2 new programs, which will be on the next slide. One is for women from 30 to 100. It's the complete women's health system. And it will help you reduce symptoms of perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause. And in all reality, I didn't even think I had any symptoms. I thought I was scot-free, but I do. I didn't realize that digestive issues, that tendinitis, that sleep issues were part of all that. And there's some other things I've forgotten that I was surprised about. But one thing I'm really excited to announce is that of these 3 products, the probiotic has helped my digestive issues improve so much in the last 15 days. Then there's Life Balance that helps you balance hormones and energy and things like that. And then there's also one that helps you with your cells and give you energy and make you feel your body be more efficient. Is pretty much what it means by energy. So any woman that wants to try this for 90 days, love to have you start and just ask me questions about it. Also, for people that are interested in that GLP medication to release weight, well, I have a natural approach that's going to be so much healthier for you. It's the YGY 30-day GLP system. It's 3 products too. It has the first one is Elevate, which is a shot. It's a drink that you drink for 10 days to elevate your GLP. And then there's Boost, which is also a drink, and it's called Activate. That it will keep it at the level, helping you to crave your lessen your cravings, be able to release weight more efficiently. Studies have shown it could be 8 pounds or more. It all depends on the individual. The last thing is a fiber that you take as a prebiotic every day. And that's going to process all what you're eating, release detoxify you, release everything you need to do. It's not going to stay in your gut like the other things happen over on the other world. So ask me questions about these 2 programs. Go to my website /Linktree, find my email and just ask me questions, or even set up a complimentary consultation. And I still am offering Debi's coaching chats. It's a complimentary 30-minute coaching session in an intimate group setting. Is based on a topic. It's not recorded. These are on Tuesdays at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. And you would go to DebiChangesLives.com /chats to find out what my coaching is all about. Finally, learn more about alternative health services, products, programs, offers, articles, blogs, upcoming shows, promos, and events by subscribing to my newsletter at DebiChangesLives.com. This time, /radio TV show as one word. And I give you a gift, a 30-day health and mindset daily action journal where you can record the gratitudes, thoughts, feelings, and emotions, food, water, supplements, and exercises done on a daily basis. You can even track your measurements. Then you want to review it on a daily, weekly, monthly basis and celebrate your wins and celebrate them. Find your gaps to work on. If you need bridge over your gap, you contact me for coaching. And this is a great health and mindset awareness tool. Now, I'm certain that you found this show educational, informative, and enjoyed it. Reach out to my services, products, programs, and offers, and reach out to Stefanie for her service and offer. Now, do we have time for Stefanie to come back?
Hey, I'm still here.
Okay, do you have any closing remarks?
Oh, I enjoyed learning about more of your services. I knew you did a lot of things, and then I was listening to all those. So I think you've got so many different aspects all to like that wellness, whether it's internal, external, or in the brain and the mind and stuff. So I learned stuff too. So thank you.
Well, when somebody feels comfortable, just like with feeling comfortable in front of the camera, they got to understand why you're doing all these things.
Right. I think like when you have some of these people, then we need to do like a little celebration photo shoot with their new you.
And I'll bring back that retreat. I don't know if it's going to call a beach reveal retreat. But I'm going to bring back the retreat to celebrate their final, like a gala type of thing.
Yeah. You have to celebrate the wins, and especially when you're having all these transformations. I think the ladies need to celebrate more wins in their life. I think we all just kind of be like, oh, it was no big deal, or, and we minimize it so often, but they're worth celebrating.
Yeah, it is worth celebrating, and people forget about them. Right. Whenever when I did my first half marathon, you should have seen the photo. Yeah. When I broke my foot and came back, I was like, even more. Yeah.
Right.
And that photo helps you remember.
Mm-hmm.
You got to treasure those moments. Yep. Photos are a way to treasure those moments of any part of your life, to bring back those happy emotions that you felt, and remember people as well. Photos are so crucial to life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right.
So thank you for being on my show. This is fun, and
this was lovely.
So I'm going to have to wrap up now, but continue to enjoy my radio and TV show, Debi Changes Lives, on Thursdays at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, where your holistic journey begins.